Hi guys, and welcome to my guide on Turael skipping for Efficient Slayer XP. I'm going to be aiming this guide for Efficient Slayer XP rather than hunting specific tasks. However, you can use this guide for hunting tasks such as Zuck tasks or boss tasks like Cerberus. So pretty much the idea of Turael skipping is that you if you get a task that you don't like from Turael or from Neve or Steve, you can actually skip the task without using any points. However, one thing to note is that it will reset your task streak, so make sure you're not near any milestones before you're ready to start. So what you need is the best weapon to use is a blowpipe, so just whatever range gear you've got. Definitely bring expeditious bracelets, which have the chance of making one kill count as 2 towards the task, which speeds it up quite a bit. You need a Slayer ring, doesn't need to be eternal, but whatever. I use max cape, but you can just use Av as accumulator, as long as you've got house tabs or construction cape in your invent. For the inventory, you need ice coolers, and that is for lizard tasks that you get. You need divine range potions, stamina potions, some extra expeditious bracelets. You need chin chompas for monkey tasks. However, if you're hunting black demons for demonics, for example, you can use the monkey tasks at demonics. You need a cannon for this, you need a ring of dueling, you need an ectophile, a rope, a din's bulwark. You don't need to have a din's bulwark, but it does help with some tasks. You do need a Draven staff, unless you've done the diary. I'm a bit lazy, so I've not. And you need a broom of torch. The max cape does actually act as a light source, however I'm keeping it in the invent so that you guys don't forget. You need law runes, water runes, and in the pouch you need dust runes, cosmics, and astrals. You need these runes so that you can be on the Lunar Spellbook and cast NPC Contact, and so that you can use the Spellbook swap. The spellbook swap, you use standard spell if you're going to be going to Lumbridge for cows, for example, and you use ancient for ice fiends. So before you start, what I would do is screenshot what I've got written on the right hand side here. So this pretty much helps you with how to get to every Turael task that you can give. So with 3 letters, that's what fairy rings you need to go to, and it's kind of in alphabetical order, so you can use that as a quick guide to get to certain tasks. One thing to note that some people get confused about is that you can only skip tasks if Turael can't also give that task. So the one task that Turael can give, as well as Turael or Neve or Steve, is Cal fights. So if you get a Cal fight task from Steve or Turael, you actually cannot use Turael to skip that, because Turael himself can give that task. So if you get a Cal fights task, you just need to do it. So for Efficient Slayer, these would be the tasks that I would say you should do. So once you've done Sins of the Father quest, blood builds with a cannon are very efficient XP. Barrage and Dust Devils, Necreals, and Smoke Devils are very efficient XP as well. You can cannon Dagonoffs, it's kind of optional, and you can barrage Abbey Demons as well, that's also optional, it's just personal preference. So what you do to start the method is you NPC contact whatever Slayer Master you want. So I'm going to go with Turael. Spam spacebar on 1, and he's given me a task that you would choose to do. However, obviously for the purpose of this guide, I'm going to skip the task with Turael. So you just contact Turael to skip the task if you don't want it. And you just spam spacebar on 1. So he has given me birds. So what I do, for birds it's fairing AJS, so I just chuck on this. This is one of the tasks where you can use the dense bulwark for. Set up your cannon, if you can find the spot. And one of the tips I would say for Turael skipping is always stay in this area. Stay in the area that your last task was, because there's always the chance that Turael can give you the same task again. So definitely stay in the same place to save yourself some time. Set up your quick pairs to have rigger as your quick pair. And then what you do is you contact the Slayer Master you want to get a task from. See what the task is. Elves, very bad task, so you just contact Turael. Spam spacebar and 1. So he has given me cave slimes. So that is another fairing one. So you go to cave slimes, there's there, AJQ, northwest. So AJQ. And this is one of the ones where you would need the light source for. So what you do is you run northwest, put on rigger, make sure my expeditious bracelets are still going. They are. And so I'll show you some of the tasks that you need the specific items for. I'm not going to wait until I get the tasks, I'll just go and do them off task to show you how to do them. I'll quickly finish this task and then I'll show you some of the ones that you'll need to be doing. Okay, so that's task done. So I'm actually going to teleport to the house and show you some of the tasks that you'll need to be doing. So if you get ice fiends, that is one of the ones that you need to spellbook transfer for. So you go to ancient and then you use Lassar teleport and it teleports you to here. For the banshees, that's in the use the Slayer ring. For the bats, that's one of the ones that you would use the dig site pendant for. So it's optional, you can have one in your invent or you can have it mounted in your house. I like to have it mounted in my house. So it's just here. And pretty much you would teleport to this location, set up your cannon here and kill the bats there. For cows in the Lumbridge, you can spellbook swap to standard and use the Lumbridge home teleport. For the dwarf tasks, I like to use my construction cape. You can use redirection scrolls on house tabs, but if you've got the construction cape, you can do POH portals and go to Turael. And they're just northwest in here, and you can set up your cannon for that as well. For the ghosts, I like to do them in the catacombs because it's multi-combat and you can just blowpipe them all. For the minotaurs, I tend to use Varrock teleport from the house. However, it is more efficient to have the scepter that you get from the stronghold of security. For the monkeys, there's actually 2 tasks that you need the ring of John for to get to the Jewel Arena. One of them is monkeys, which you would use the glider, and the other one is wolves, which you also use the glider for. So if you use the glider, I'll show you where to go. So you would use it here to get to the chins, and there's a cave just north. For wheels, you go to Syndarpos, and that's where the wheels are. You set up your cannon. You would also use the Ring of Geon for scorpions to get to the Alcred mine, and you would use for skeletons, you would do the dig site, and you have to use the rope to get down. For spiders, you can use the Spellbook Swap for Bridge, and for zombies, you can use the Ectophill for. So pretty much this is the most efficient setup, having all the items like this, and having this on the right hand side is very useful for starting up. And I would highly recommend being on the Lunar Spellbook so that you can use the NPC contact and never have to run anywhere, never have to teleport. Just using the NPC contact is really useful. So that's everything for the guide. If you have any questions, you can put them down below. I'm sure I can answer them. If you've got any questions about why you would use this method or about any of the specific tasks, just send them in the comments, and thanks for watching.